Hello guys, thank you for visiting once more Earth Creations channel. There are a series of videos here on data analysis in SPSS, data analysis in Excel. Please, if you've not watched the videos, just pause, just go right down and you watch the video stepwise because this video is a continuation. Okay, so after you've analyzed all your data and have the result in SPSS, how do you put it in Microsoft Word? Many of my students keep asking me, how do I present this result? How do I interpret it? How do I make it user-friendly? Because at the end of the day, communication is what matters. If you analyze the best data sets, you use the best software, you use the best statistical models, and you're not able to communicate the result, then it is no work done. Okay, so we have in front of us a data set which is our data of primary school pupils. They were actually sampled, and then their stool samples were collected and tested for the presence of parasites. If you've done medicine before, you know of the various nice scientific names: Escherichia coli, Giardia lamblia, Ascaris lumbricoides, those very nice names. So these students went to find out how many of these parasites are found in the student samples, two samples. So you can see the parasite that we found. Okay, well, we saw Ascaris, we saw E. histolytica, we saw hookworm, we saw Giardia lamblia. And then this column here, result tells us, okay, this participant number one, did the person actually have a worm? Was there any parasite? This one means yes, and two means no. All right. So we have this data set, and now we want to do a chi-square test to see if there is any relationship between maybe socio-demographic characteristics and some risk factors like type of toilet, type of water used, if there are any significant relationship between those factors and the presence of parasites. So right away, we're going to, of course, if you go to variable view, you're going to see that everything has been well organized. The name, type, the label, the values, all the codes are here. There are no missing values. We've cleaned our data. Everything is so very, very well organized. The measure here, we have our role, we have target variables, which are our dependent variables. Okay, so we just have to come to data view. We come to analyze. We take descriptive statistics. We take crosstabs, right? We take crosstabs, and then so let us choose some factors to test. We want to test sex, the age range of the pupils, their mother's educational level. Maybe it can affect the students' hygiene, right? Even the father's educational level, water source, water storage. Well, let's just take toilet, type of toilet, hand wash. Okay, let's take these ones. And then we're testing it against the results, right? Then we come to statistics and we take chi-square and phi and Cramer's V. They continue, come to cells, and we choose row, right? Because we sent our independent variables to the row, right? So row, and then continue, and okay. Okay. So when that is done, we have our results. You can see the case processing summary. Everything is so well here, no missing value. Then we have the first independent variable crossed up with the result. So we have the number of positive, number of negative total that was tested. So there were 36 males, and we had 7 that were positive, which is 19.7%. So we have these results. Look at how much is it. How do you get this into Microsoft Word to present? How do you do it? Okay, so this is it. And from our result that we've already done from the test, from the chi-square test in SPSS, we have sex, we have age range, we have father's educational level and mother's educational level of the children. So we're going to put that here. So we're going to start with the sex of the children. Just like we did before for the demographic characteristic. So we have that. We just feed these ones first. So the next variable is age range. Then we can just go to SPSS and copy the age range and come and paste. So there are three. I'll just highlight 3 rows, right click and choose this keep text only, this A, that's the one I'll choose. Okay, where is the third one? It shows that in SPSS the gaps one space 2 in Word. I'll just type the third one, 11 to 15. Email. So we just add the next one. It's mother's educational level, which is primary, secondary, and tertiary. So we write mother's education level, which means we can actually primary, secondary, tertiary. I will do the same for father's educational level. So copy, paste, change mother to father. All right, so we just bold the variable name to ensure that they are visible. Bold, space 3. Just hit the space button 3 times to show that these are subcategories. In some cases, these subcategories will have in another column. Like I told you last time, there will be a column here called category. When you write sex here, you come here and write male, female. But I think this one is also good. So we have total tested, total positive, and this total positive, we want to write the percentage in bracket. So I'll write the percentage in bracket for total positive. I'll write the frequency and the percentage. All right, good. So with this, I will go to my Excel, to my SPSS result. I think you can see the result. The first one is sex. So this is sex. For male, total tested is 36, and for female, total tested is 71. So that's the first thing I'm going to write. 36, 71 for male and female. So 36, 71. 36, 71. And then go back to the SPSS result. And then I'll get the percentage positive for male. So out of the 36 males, how many are positive? 7. That's 19.4%. 7, 19.4%. For female, 14 are positive. But that 14 that are positive, they are out of total 71, which gives it 19.7%. That's why percentage is the best to look at this thing, because you think that more females are positive or were infested with the parasite. But then you'll see that the percentage is not really that much from the males. Yeah. So I will have to write this 7, 19.4, and then 14, 19.7. So sometimes I can just use a blank sheet of paper, and I first of all just write it down. Then I copy in Word. That's the first step, which is a bit lengthy. The second step is that I used to copy this to Excel, and I use concatenation. Yeah, that one is, if you are good in concatenation, you can take it to Excel and you do concatenation. You just copy and paste. The formula concatenation will just arrange it for you. I have to take some time to learn how to do that, because copying like this, I realized that it was taking me a lot of time. All right, so let us go back to Word. So for the male, we said we have 7, which is 19, which is 19.4. And then for the male, sorry, for the female, they are 14, and it is 19.7. So since I already wrote percentage in bracket on top here, I think anyone reading will know that the value in bracket is the percent. Then for the chi-square value, the chi-square value is not for each of these. The chi-square value is for the whole sex. That's one thing with chi-square. It gives you the association for the whole variable, not for the particular group. If you want to go by particular group, you need to do what? Logistic regression. So I'll just highlight the theory and I'll merge the cells. That's how we will do it. We'll merge. So highlight and merge right up to, so merge. We'll highlight the whole variables and merge. Did I merge all of this now? Modern educational level, merge. That's educational level, merge. So it continues like that. Okay. So what I'll put now is the chi-square value. And if we go to our result, where we pay the cross tab, we just scroll down to the chi-square test table. And the chi-square value is this first one, as I said, is 0.001. So since this is a 2x2 table, our p-value will be for the features exact, and it's even showing 1 here. So there is really a poor correlation or poor association. So we'll write our Pearson chi-square value and we'll come and take the p-value here, which is 1, which is really horrible. So it's 0.001. So the Pearson chi-square value is 0.00001 and the p-value is 1.00. That's how we do it. We can highlight this and centralize them. Centralize. And this one, I can just put my cursor in front and then I hit the tab button, the enter, so that it moves down. Put my cursor in front and hit the enter key. It moves down. So we'll do like this for H, and then we will do the same, put the total positive, look for the chi-square value. Now for H, it's not a 2x2 table because we have 3 rows here. So if it is for H, you see that the Pearson chi-square value will just flow right up to the p-value, and you will not see features exact. You will not see features exact because it was not a 2x2 table. Features exact only comes when you have a 2x2 table. So it's something to really take note of. So the Pearson chi-square value for H is 0.488 and the p-value is 0.784. So for H, 0.488 and the p-value is 0.784. Okay. Since there is no one that is significant, because whenever there's a significant p-value, I'll bold it and put an asterisk beside for easy visualization or for people to easily see it. Was there anyone that was significant? Let's see. This one is 0.784. But we've seen sex, it was not. This is mother's educational level. The p-value is 0.239, not significant. Father's educational level, the p-value is 0.009, significant. So let's do this one. Pearson chi-square is 9.508, then 0.009. So 0.009, 9.508. That was Pearson. I was able to visualize all. So when I do this one, it's significant, I'll bold it. I'll put an asterisk beside to show that you are significant. Well, I'm just doing this, but we have to start from here, right? We have to start from the total tested. You look for primary, secondary, and then total positive and the percentages you have to put. I'm just going straight to this one because I wanted to show you when it is significant. This is what I do. So that was it. I will just maybe format it the way maybe the student ones or the school ones, maybe the one times New Roman, or put times New Roman. And if I want to use what we did last time, I'll quickly come to borders, go to borders and shading and choose 1.5 like we did last time. Choose 1.5. Is that 1.5? That's really small. 1.5, I'll take OK. And then I'll highlight the whole table by clicking on this plus. First of all, I'll take no borders. And then I'll highlight the first row. I'll take bottom border, top border, and come and highlight the last one. And I take bottom border. Then these small lines are still because I've activated grid lines. It just helps me to see well. Once you remove these grid lines, I will still highlight the table, come to my borders, and come to borders and take where is grid lines? View grid lines. I remove view grid lines. So it will be like this. Normally, this one's had to flow down. This one flow down. It's just because we have not filled the space. If you fill the space, it will just flow and it'll be okay. But if you want to put the grid lines, it's fine. Just select the table, come here and take view grid lines. Let's just complete it. Right. So for Mothers Educational Level, what's the chi-square value and what's the p-value? We're going to complete these two. We're going to complete these ones. Anyway, let's just do it stepwise. Let's start here. So for each range, we want to get the total tested, right? So we come to our result. Right. So we have each range. This is each range here. So for 0 to 5, we have 4 people were tested. And out of those 4, 1 person was positive. So which is 21%. 25%, sorry. And then for 6 to 10 years, there were 73 that were tested, as you can see here. And out of those 73, 13 were positive, and that is 17.8%. Then the age range 11 to 15, 30 were tested. Out of those 30, 7 were positive, or 7 had parasites, which is 23.3%, right? I hope all of us can see that. So we'll just come to our Word document and we'll put that there. So 0 to 5, 4 were tested, 1 was positive, which is 25%, 25.0%. Then 6 to 10 years, what do we say? 73, right? And then 13 were positive, giving us a percentage of 17.8. Okay, and then 11 to 15, there were 30, and out of those 30, 7 were positive, giving us a percentage of 23.3%, right? Right, so we just highlight and then we centralize. Good. So we're going to do the same for Mothers Educational Level and Fathers Educational Level. So let's do for Fathers Educational Level. And then I'll pause the video and do for Mothers Educational Level, and then we'll go straight to interpretation. So for Fathers Educational Level, let us go back to our result in SPSS. Back to our result in SPSS. And we look for Fathers Educational Level. Right, this is it. So for primary, there were 11 of them, and out of those 11, 6 were positive, 54.5%, as you can see. And for the fathers who had attained secondary education, there were 21 of them. And out of those 21 of them, how many were positive? 3. That's 14.3%. And then tertiary education, we have 75. Out of those 75, 12 were positive, giving us a percentage of 16.0. Right. So do that in Microsoft Word. You can copy this to Excel and then you do it, right? It's easy. But let's just do it here. In Excel, then you bring it back. So we had 11. Whoa, that's more than right. We're going to further. So we have 11. Out of those 11, we have 6. That's 4.5%, right? And then for those who had attended secondary education, there was 21. And 3 were positive, which is 14.3%. Then tertiary, there were 75 and 12 were positive. So give us 16.0%, right? All right. So this is it. And as we said, this is a Pascal value and the p-value is significant. That's why we've bolded it and put an asterisk here to flag it, right? We flagged it. Okay, so I'll just pause the video and I'll do for Mothers Educational Level and then we'll interpret it, right? Okay, so this last row here is not necessary. So we can highlight and take delete cells, delete entire row, and then that's fine. So all right, so that was it for Mothers Educational Level. For that educational level, let's centralize it. And then, all right, so this is it. This is our chi-square table. Maybe I can remove the grid lines now. So just come highlight the table, come up here and say view grid lines. We take it off. So that's it. This is our table. So how do you interpret this result? All right, so let's look at it. We'll do it stepwise, okay? So we'll begin with sex. So how do you interpret it? So now look at the sex, we see that more females were infested than males, right? But now what was the sample size again? What was the sample size? All right, so the sample size was 107. So we'll just come here. If we had to, like, let it be proper, we could just put it there and then table 1, what's relationship? Okay. Relationship between rate factors and the presence and parasite infestation among primary school pupils in X Academy, right? So let's just call it X Academy in Cameroon, right? Northwest region of Cameroon. For those of you who don't know Cameroon, you can pay visit to our beautiful country at the center of Africa. Okay, so this table 1 and make it bold and there's formatting times New Roman and then now sample size is 107, right? I just pull right here and say n is equal to 107. Maybe this has to be small n, right? Yes, all right. So not well. So that was it. So we say, all right. So interpretation. We'll look at it. Say more females, right? More females. In bracket, how many? 19.4% were infested with parasite, right? Parasites than males in bracket. How many percent? 19.4%, right? The females here is 19.7. Did you see? 19.7. This is here, females. More females were infected with parasite than males, right? But was it significant? No. So, however, this was not it's let's be right. Statistically significant. Why? I'll put it here because x squared is equal to 0.001, and p is equal to what? 1. 1. That's not. So this x is squared, so I'll just highlight the 2 and take up a superscript. Statistically significant. Spell it correct. So just do this for the same, right? For each range, okay, for each range, what happened? Goes from, what was the highest here? But what's on the percentage, because volumes, right? More than the frequencies. So what was the highest percentage here? 25. All right, so those from 0 to 5 years were the most infected. Because you see that it's just one person that was infected here. The total test was 4, and then one person, but that one person is 1 out of 4, right? So 0 to 5 years were the most infected, in bracket 25%, followed by, what's the next? Those pupils, let's say pupils 11 to 15 years, in bracket 23.3%, and 6 to 10. So what happened? Now, why are 6 to 10 years less infested? What happened? Maybe you can go to find out. Again, this was not significant, right? So I'll just copy this my however here. However, this was not statistically significant. Then I just changed the x square. What's the x square there? Square is 0.48, and e is 0.784. You got it from here. Good. Right. So my Grammarly is correcting something. So the next one is mother's educational level. So we can say, as regards, we can use many words, as many words, not using the same word all the time. As regards mother's educational level. So this is something, right? Mother's educational level. What was the highest here? Okay, we have primary and secondary all have the same. So pupils whose mothers had gained primary and secondary education were more infected, right? Were infested, this parasite, were more infected, that's 3.3%, as you can see, than pupils whose mothers had gained tertiary education, right? What's the percentage? 19.7%. But so let's not say however now. Let's say but this result. Right. So what's the x squared for mother's educational level? X squared is 2.865, and the p-value is 0.239, right? Let me just repeat, just put your result as it is. So we'll just have to copy for fathers. So we can just copy the mother, right? And then we paste it, and then we change mother to fathers, right? Father. So how is the father? Those for primary and secondary. So it's now for fathers is pupils whose fathers had attained primary. Is it primary? Secondary education. Those people whose fathers had attained secondary education were more infected. Really? No. Primary, right? Primary 54.5%. Primary education were more infected. That's 54.5%, right? Okay. Then people whose mothers whose fathers had attained secondary and tertiary education. Secondary, the percentage is 14.3, and tertiary is 10%, right? 10%. Uh, just these results, so we'll not go back here. These results were statistically significant, right? So X squared is 9.5008 and our P is 0.009. So you know that this is less than 0.05 alpha level. So we can just highlight the do some formatting times New Roman and then maybe line spacing 1.5, okay? Then when I do that, I'll just say in bracket 1. So you see that information on table 1. So for if you want this result before the table, I'll just copy it, I'll just cut it and come here and I'll paste it so that you read it and then you have the results before your table, right? So this is how you interpret your chi-square test, and this can go even for your logistic regression. You just have to put everything for logistic regression. You just have to put your odds ratio and your confidence interval, and the interpretation is the same. But for the fact that for odds ratio for logistic regression, you have to give the number of times each category is more than the other. I think I'll make another video for that so that we see how to do. So please like the video and share it, and see you